Regular season pretty done here for LCK. 3-19. Now, we've talked a lot about DNS because they have been on such a tear. They have surprised everyone with their results. But Nongshim need this win badly. It means nothing for DN SOOPers to win today. So the pressure is extremely off. And that's where they have found their biggest success. And since DuDu was in his runes, we're remaking. I just made that part up, but it might be related.
He has a little smirk, you know. I don't know. It could be. It could be true. There is a small chance. And yeah, we're going to get in the draft in just a second. So yeah, I mean, lots of pressure on Nongshim, who just lost to DNS at the end of last week and lost to Bro earlier last week as well. So, you know, it hasn't been all flying colors for DNS. Earlier last week, they did get 2-0'd by Hume DRX, but what we've seen over the last 5 or so days has definitely been better for DNS.
That is true. For Nongshim, you absolutely need to win this matchup. It is imperative to make sure that you can keep yourself in contention for play-ins. Rumble and Poppy banned here by the DN SOOPers first. Sharvel's Vi will be taken away, which we have not seen find a lot of success recently in round 3 here in the LCK. Peter's Camille, a little bit of a different story. Having a lot of fun on that pick. Not necessarily in the early laning phase, but outside of it. As Nocturne will be the final ban here for DN SOOPers. And now I wonder what the game plan is here. They're leaving all the mid lanes up because we've seen a little bit more giving over the Orianna as of late as well.
Yeah, I think you banned Cassiopeia, especially with Nocturne taken away. Just because first pick Cassiopeia feels a lot stronger if you don't have to deal with Orianna and Nocturne together. But they're going to ban Shen instead, so both of those big supports taken away from Peter.
I find this to be interesting because Bard is also up.
Yeah. And his Bard was awesome in Casper.
Yeah.
I gave him 2 POGs.
So I think Lehends
didn't win them, but
I think Lehends is going to have to take that away. So they won't necessarily get the counterpick to the Cassiopeia right here. Although I suppose they can and still get the Bards. They could go Orianna Bard here. And Orianna and Bard do pair well together.
Orianna Jarvan.
Well, that's the more common pick, but deokdam and Peter get Caitlyn Bard if they want it now, which is pretty scary, especially with how well they've been playing those picks right now and how good deokdam has been historically on the Caitlyn. So we're Nongshim RedForce watching because you guys are in the finals. You got to study up. They're coming for you, Nongshim.
I hope so.
As it is just going to be the Lee Sin priority here instead, which also makes sense because Sharvel's a great Lee Sin. It's actually been target banned against him a ton in recent days. And I would argue this is his best pick, even better than his Kiana. So that one comes here first, even though the Kiana has been a more common response into the Jarvan.
Yeah, I see a lot of Cassiopeia Lee Sin if it gets left open too, so looks like they just want to go for that 1-2. It does mean that they don't get that bottom duo, but they do get this guy, Wolf.
Kingen going to play Heimerdinger?
Oh.
I don't think so.
Maybe Jax?
I think Jax is much more likely. And I think that will be slam-locked here, in fact. Jax is also a great ball carrier for the Orianna. We've got the Jarvan already.
Yeah, you can threaten Lulu comps as well.
The Jax Olaf matchup is incredibly volatile. Even though the Jax is considered a counter pick, if you mess it up, you're really far behind. Oh, it's my favorite. It's Kled. I finally get to cast a Kled game in the LCK. Oh, I love it. This has been hovered a ton as a counter pick. Has never been picked this year. And actually, I think it has not been picked in the LCK domestically here for several years. That's a Broken Blade special. And we're not going to see him playing it today. It's Kingen instead. As the Lucian gets banned away, the Bard obviously not going to make it through if they do not take it. So that one's gone now as well. Maybe a Lulu ban here could be considered. Got a great front line.
Yeah, Lulu seems pretty strong in general. Lucian gets taken away, so no Lucian melee. Lock
bottom lane, I think was. I mean, that's kind of a Nongshim flavored thing to do, but I don't think that DNS were planning on it in this draft.
Yeah, I don't think you really have to worry about that. Seems like a pretty interesting ban, but maybe they know something we don't.
In the very beginning of Kespa Cup, we did see Lock played in the bottom lane a few times, but has not really been ever since. Peter's got aura. The cameraman got a little spooked, but it's fine.
Yeah, don't zoom in too close to Peter. He'll get you. So now they have to pick a solo pick.
Yeah, it's going to have to be a blind pick. I think the support is probably the better option. Unless, I guess you want to get Ezreal here. There's not a lot of counters to this, but you are walking face first potentially into a Kalista lane, which is very scary. And we have seen deokdam just recently pick up a POG. We saw POGs in Kespa Cup.
Yeah.
He picked up POG on that close to pick. And Peter's smiling. Could be the Kalista Renata angle. You left that one open, but instead they're looking for the Jhin, which works really well with Olaf and is strong in lane.
Yeah. If you go something like Jhin Karma, though, for a strong lane, you don't have much engage. Maybe they go something like Jhin Rel, but then you're at a risk of facing into Ezreal Karma, so kind of an interesting spot for them.
Do they just play Jhin Karma themselves? I don't think you can. I think you need engage. I think you have to play like Nautilus. Yeah. I think that's probably where we're headed here. Alternatively, could have gone Leona. And for the side of Gnome-ship RedForce, they have a lot of engage in this draft. So, not to mention Kled's burst. So, they probably could just go for the Karma to win the lane in this one. It's not Lehends' favorite. To guarantee you, he wants to play Leona. So I think we're really at a crossroads here between whether they want to win the lane hard or play a more even lane, which they still win, in my opinion, but then have a little bit more engaged with their Jarvan Orianna setup. Leona could kind of be a ball carrier in some cases, but it's already great setup with the Jarvan here anyways. Time ticking down. Leona less good into the Olaf, to be honest, but they are going to opt for it. I think this is a Lehends preference choice here in this one.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. I think also maybe a little bit less volatile into the Lee Sin because, you know, if Karma's at a position, you're trying to poke, you get hooked or rooted, and Lee Sin's there, you just kind of die. Whereas Leona has a bit of sticking power, a bit more tanky.
I like
a good matchup in the Nautilus anyway.
I like the draft better for Gnome-ship RedForce. I think they have really easy setup. They've got strong lanes, and they also have this Kled pick, which I'm sure we're probably going to be taking and looking at under a microscope here, where you could take those bursty trades, especially at level 3, into the Olaf, and then just kind of wear him down. If he tries to all-in you jump off Skarl, start shotgunning to buy space, and it is a little bit awkward for the Olaf if he's not ahead. It's a really tough matchup to play Olaf the way you'd want to because of Skarl and how that all works out for the Kled. So we'll see what Kingen can get done here. Kingen is definitely a bit of an innovator, I would say, in the top lane. He likes to play the matchup everybody's talking about, that everyone's playing in solo queue. He's often the very first person to pull out the top Anivia that everyone's been practicing, for example. And this time, it'll be the Kled into the Olaf.
Yeah, I'm very curious to see how this one is going to go. A lot of our teams have been trying to figure out how to deal with the man with the axes in the top lane. Will this be the answer? We'll have to see as we hop on the riff for game number 1.
Minion dismissal guest.
Alrighty, game number 1 of match 111.
The DNS fans did not do they did the fan chant like it was an echo. It just kept going.
Yeah.
It was a big one, and then there was like a smaller one, and then another one, and then like 2 more people.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys were able to hear that, but it was kind of funny.
Clozer has been the shining light of this squad. I mean, outside of Sharvel, I suppose, but it's really been the mid-jungle duo. Clozer was quite good even when they were losing a lot. So I think that's the thing about Clozer. He's just a strong player with not the best team around him. And now that he's got the team performing, he's been doing even better with all that support.
Yeah.
So that's been nice to see. His Cassiopeia has been deadly.
Now, we do have a all-in here for Lehends, potentially.
Yeah. Well, they got the cleanse. Cleanse really good against Leona.
Is a flash in exchange, and we'll see if that, next Zenith Blade for Lehends will be able to set up for a play without it. And if it does on the deokdam, then that could be a big problem without that cleanse. This top matchup, by the way, the Kled is a counter pick, but at the early levels especially, both these players going Conqueror and Exhaust, it is incredibly volatile. Like, it doesn't get more volatile than this.
Aftershock down, good trade here from Lehends, although Diable actually took a decent amount of damage too. But they have pressure in bot, and they have this wave stacking, so they're not in any danger, but could have been a little bit better, I suppose. But I like going in for the trade when the Aftershock is down.
I'm curious to see if Sharvel wants to actually gank here, considering Lehends doesn't have flash. Might actually come over and at least try to get some pressure relieved right now. There's a ping onto him right away, which was kind of weird. I wonder who did that, but he is coming down. Maybe just reminding Peter now's the time.
Yeah, they're looking for Lehends, who does get the Q stun, and now they're just trying to set up the hook here. It should be free food for the bottom lane of DNS. There's no way for Lehends to get away, and that is first blood for the Lee Sin of Sharvel.
They had a ward on the Raptor camp for Nongshim. Knew that Jarvan wasn't there, knew that Leona didn't have flash. It's pretty simple. You know, it was not a Wolfstradamus moment, you know. It's pretty obviously it was probably going to come down.
We were all on
to
the same page, yeah.
And they aren't able to set up a Flourish combo here or anything like that, but Sharvel's just here. They have enough damage. Diable can offer some back, but he doesn't want to use his flash here or anything like that. Can just kind of set up lethal tempo and do as much damage back as he possibly can. You can see on the top side now that Kled hit level 3, and now subsequently level 4 is doing a lot better. Was kind of pinned under turret for a little while, but now starting to really put the pressure further onto DuDu there. Sponge, did get a little bit of extra farm because he wasn't ganking. As there's Skarl.
Yeah, Kingen in trouble. He has to lock in the exhaust, and it has been a long time. KT Doran lost with it against a Freak Skeen. So it's pretty interesting. A lot of players play weird stuff. Sharvel goes in, goes out, as you do on the Lee Sin. But yeah, bigger story. Both our supports are mid and looking to make plays.
Yeah, it's a pretty aggressive position here for DNS. So obviously Lehends still doesn't have his flashback, so he's a big target.
They're looking for the Jarvan, but Lehends also getting low. The focus not the best from DNS, is now they're going to turn onto Lehends, who has to go in, and that will be a free kill. Unfortunately, the DPS of the Orianna not there. And yeah, now deokdam's here. Taking a 1v1 versus Diable, and just going to start shooting him down. Takes a little bit of time to reload, but still wins in the damage trade.
If he got a root there, he might have been able to flash on him. Diable also has flashes. deokdam is just on form right now. He's back.
Yeah, Wolf, we were casting him playing into UCal's lock, right?
Yeah.
And he was playing Ezreal.
Yeah.
We think accidentally Arcane shifted directly into lock and died. After that moment, though, he's been awesome.
Yeah, he hasn't made really
since
big
then.
Makes sense. Lehends is so low, doesn't have flash here. Sponge is forced to flash. I think this is just a big miscalculation out of Nongshim. As even Scout dropping minions here to try to put the pressure on the Clozer, loses 2 CS there, post the play, so a big mess. DNS 1,000 gold in the lead right now as Land will pick up the turret aggro a little early. That's a Nautilus.
Looking for deokdam, who flashes away, but the Flag and Drag is easy pickings afterwards. And Sponge is able to tank it up nicely. Good dive here for Nongshim.
Yeah, both summoners down for deokdam now. Peter got the root onto Lehends, but he hadn't picked up turret aggro, so just didn't really end up mattering that much there. Scout's getting pushed in here. Clozer has level 6. Be tough to all in into turret as a Cassiopeia, but he's definitely going to look to continue to put that pressure on. Here comes another one of these aggressive trades. Now, DuDu did get the flash out of Kingen in that last play. I'm not sure if we even showed that on screen necessarily, but he did, in fact, get that after the exhausts were traded. And so he is down flash now, and as a result, feeling a little bit more timid. So Lynn takes this first shot here. Peter gets the root. deokdam flashes, but there's no turret aggro, so it's actually quite simple for them to follow. As a result, Sponge just walks it off. Won't even have to do any complex juggling or anything like that.
Yeah, pretty good stuff. Very clean dive.
I think if maybe deokdam gets hit and then flashes and then Peter roots, there's a little bit more wiggle room there, but it didn't happen that way.
Yeah. We got supports mid again, and DNS are taking this Infernal Drake on Vision. There is a ward in this pit from the side of Nongshim.
Yeah, it looks like there's just not going to be a contest, though.
Yeah. Raptors for Drake.
Yeah, Sponge is going to try to get that in return here. It's a fast Drake before grub spawn, so not really much else they can do. There's vision on this Jarvan as well right now, so pretty scary here for Nongshim if they want to try to make any sort of other proactive play. It's pretty face up at this moment in time. deokdam has his ult now. See if he wants to rotate over and try to make a play, because we have a bit of a 3v3.
Are you going to flash in and combo on a Clozer? He stuns the Orianna, but not the rest of the team. The kick a little late for Sharvel to help out the mid laner. And a nice little set play here for Nongshim.
Yep, deokdam not able to join the play. As here comes another exhaust.
Yeah. Exhaust comes in, and he's just continuing on the play, even after the Skarl remounts. DuDu says, no, I still win this trade.
He definitely does. Kingen's just too low. Basically just get instantly demounted again. And so just going to have to farm it out. This matchup not working out the way Kingen wanted. I think that initial trade really put him behind. Like I said, this matchup's so volatile. And now Sharvel's coming over here. Doesn't have his kick, but I think Kingen is just going to have to let this wave go. If he greeds, he is dead.
Yeah.
And he will not. Well, he will. He comes at the right timing. He does come at the right timing.
Yeah. Waits until the wave gets thinned out. He's got Lehends up there.
He doesn't have teleport, so if he just lets these waves go, it feels so miserable.
Yeah.
He's going to ult here to try to get Lehends in a position.
Yeah, I'm going to try to get on top of DuDu, who just flashes out of the way of that. Speed boost was there, but a lot of people right now of DNS are doing the grubs, and it looks like they didn't want to overcommit onto an Olaf.
I also think that King was like, I think he might just kill both of us. I'm not so sure about this. I'm pretty low.
Yeah.
Lehends doesn't have Zenith Blade, so...
Speaking of which, he's just going to go in onto the Leona, hits the axe on a Kingen, continues on to him as the hook only going to hit the Leona, and now DuDu in a bit of trouble, gets that shield up. Here comes Sharvel trying to make something of the play, but back on Skarl is Kingen, and he's trying to run this one. Punch comes up and will make the difference at the end of the play.
Ripple.
As Peter gets one hook and dies. Gnomeshim, huge play in top.
Yeah, 3 down. The third kill doesn't go over to Kingen, but he picks up 2 on the play. And I get the initial idea, you know, if you could dismount Kingen there and then look for a follow-up, but he's just too close to his turret. So we're going to go back to this play here. True Shot Barrage even getting involved as well from Diable, as the Jhin, like I said, doesn't rotate over. He doesn't have prio to impact this with his ultimate. And then here, like, I understand initially. You got the C here from Lehends. And if he's able to, right here, get the dismount and then back off and play through Sharvel, makes sense. But he's playing into the turret, takes a ton of damage here, is then ignited. And now it's just doomed. Like, Sharvel still doesn't have kick. They wait so long. Sponge comes up here. And Kingen is just gifted a ton of money. Crazy.
Yeah.
That shouldn't have happened. I mean, it's still an okay spot elsewhere, but this was a disaster.
Yeah, it definitely was. I mean, we saw that. Actually, I was watching Sponge on the minimap. He was finishing off the blue, so he actually could have been there, like, maybe a half second quicker, too. It didn't matter, obviously, at the end of the day, but was quite a close trade. But Sponge got there right at the exact right timing and really made the big difference as it was getting pretty close. Now deokdam just going to try to cleanse away from that. Will survive for now, but we got Jarvan, Sponge on the bottom side of the map.
Yeah, they need resources over here.
DNS are rotating.
And Sharvel's coming down, like you say, so it doesn't look like they're going to be able to get this dive to work out. There's no wave anymore. Might actually even be able to get Sponge out of the jungle now. They have a lot of people here.
Peter's going in, going to trade some aftershocks as Sponge now going to lock the both of them in this Cataclysm, but not an overcommit from the side of Gnomeshim as they were pretty close to the turret, so they just let them go.
Yep, decided to make the right choice there. We're not doing the Legend group thing in this game. We're doing the Rise group thing, where we look at a fight and we're like, we will at least start it and see what happens if we're not sure. And then eventually realize, okay, this is too risky. Walk away. It's crazy how this game was in so much control by DNS until that weird play topside, where they were in a favorable position and just weren't willing to say favorable position is enough, and then just full sent it.
Yeah.
So now Kingen, I mean, I think he's fine. Peter has no ult. Sharvel's coming up with his kick and flash and maybe some shenanigans here, but Kingen's very happy to live on this turret. I mean, Kled under turret with full health and his mount, like,
yeah.
And I don't think he isn't going to play disrespectfully here, but I don't think he's necessarily a great dive target. Let's see. With no ult here from Peter, there's now a 4th person up in the top lane.
And there was a push in mid, but the wave gets cleared. Really, it's just a trade for bot turret as now Lehends is coming on up. He's going to throw everything on in as the Kled does engage, but the root comes in. Just going to keep Peter around, though, as he's in trouble. Doesn't have his flash. And Sponge gets here, and Peter will be the sacrifice. All this time, Diable's free farming and bot.
Yeah. I mean, Clozer is too, I guess, but definitely feels like a big win here for DNS once again, or sorry, against DNS here for Gnomeshim. Once again, DNS sending everybody topside and not able to look for the play they wanted, and then getting punished. This time not as severe as the last, but still pretty unfortunate, as I just don't think the Cassiopeia getting that plate money is going to... It pales in comparison to the value of what Diable just got bottom side, as well as that kill onto Peter there on the top side of the map. I don't know about this one either here for deokdam. He does have Peter kind of nearby, so maybe he's trying to bait it, trying to get Skarl.
Yeah.
Kingen's just... He's like going back and forth. He goes in for the trades, goes hides under turret, he calls his friends, he ults them in. Speaking of ults.
Yeah, Clozer just going to get hit under the turret, and Lehends is super tanky. This is what Leona can do. As now the follow-up does come in from Sharvel, wants to get that kill onto Lehends, but there's 4 members of Gnome on the bottom side of the map. We also have TP available for Kingen if he really wanted to, but yeah, I think they're just going to let DuDu die and take the dragon.
All right, big win again. This game is suddenly, feels like it might be on its last legs here for DNS. 8 kills to 2 in this one. Some of these attempts here have just been very haphazard. I understand that the game state is pretty unfavorable, but I don't think that necessarily means you have to just run in. I mean, you still have a Cassio, you still have a great setup for the Jhin, you have an Olaf that, even though he's losing the lane, is very powerful in the late game as a huge tool. As Kingen loves this turret, man, he's just crushing them.
Yeah, well, they got the turret, I guess. Here's the follow-up, though, and that will be the 1 kill on a Peter. deokdam has about 3 health, so Kingen is certainly going to threaten it here, but very close to his ult, not quite there.
Well, I mean, he's going to get a ton of damage done to this turret, that's for sure, as I believe Sharvel was also just seen in the bottom lane by Diable, so he's just like, that's the whole thing. You guys got the turret, I got a kill, and I'm getting the turret. And all these plates. So yes, it was first brick over to DNS. They spent so many resources to get that, but the end result is just not worth. Sometimes just go straight to a Jarvan.
Yeah, Shockwave in mid-dash, and now Sharvel burns down to the Orianna. And yeah, kind of unfortunate he finds a Jarvan right there.
I mean, he wanted to relieve the mid lane, but there was a control ward there and a Jarvan there. And Scout may get punished.
Yeah, Scout's going to flash there. We do have Lehends on the way. He's just trying to buy as much time as possible. No Shockwave as he used it on the Lee Sin. And now the follow-up comes in from Lehends and Diable trying to take them down. But the consistent damage is there. Big ult on a 2. But here comes Sponge. And he will get the kill on a Cassiopeia at least to clean up the play.
Apparently, in this game, just don't be the aggressor. be the one who's defending. The aggressor is not working out too much. Sharvel is back here, trying to punish Diable. He has Flash, and he has Ezreal, so I don't think he will be in any danger. Now DuDu looking for an all-in.
Here we got Sharvel down here too. And Trade of Exhaust surely to come in. Kingen's still holding on to his. And now it's a 2v2, and here comes Scout right on time. Picks up the kill as now Sharvel says, I can't deal with the Kled. I gotta run away. Now Clozer's coming on in. The root is there on a Kingen. Now he's in a little bit of trouble, but Clozer's all by his lonesome. Peter goes in. Finally a shot is gonna take down that pesky Kled. And well, Gnome going to win that fight anyway.
This is going to be a big charge here in the mid turret to take it out here by Sponge. This is not a win for DNS, unfortunately. The lead gets bigger and bigger here for Nongshim. It's going to be an extra charge. Diable's here as Ezreal dropping that W on this turret and dropping it down to its last plate here. It's massive amounts of damage that they get in the mid lane while also winning on that bottom side play. So this is not the this is the DNS look that maybe they forgot they're not in the LCK anymore. They forgot there are no stakes in this match.
Yeah.
So look at this. Initially, DNS aggressors, okay? They are the attackers. Kingen kites it back here. And then eventually, when the Skarl gets dropped, he gets the kill, and Sharvel's like, I don't like that. I don't think I have the DPS for that. I don't think he did. He backs away, but now, Nongshim the aggressors. They're like, okay, we're winning this.
Yeah.
But Jhin shows up here. The shots don't really do too much, but it does end up getting finally that kill there. They're able to push Sharvel and deokdam away. Very silly fight, but ultimately, with the push in mid for Diable, it's a huge win for Nongshim, despite ultimately losing Kingen there
Yeah, Diable spent the majority of this early game just not interacting all that much. He's been a part of some fights. He's going to be a part of this fight as in goes the Lee Sin, and that will be a dead Ezreal. Nice little pick here from DNS.
DNS aren't going to give you
Rise Group.
The DNS aren't going to give you the time to caster curse Diable in this game. Taking him out right away.
Yeah, it happened so quickly. I really tried to get the timing right with that one.
Yeah, it's a big pick. After he got all that extra money, deokdam is the only gold lead here for DNS. This game is still playable, sort of. When the Rod of Ages completes, you know, Clozer will get an extra level. Obviously, Scout doesn't have one, so that'll be helpful for him. He'll be able to catch up and experience a little bit. This is just a great play here for DNS because Diable gets caught here tagged initially. Sponge uses Flag and Drag, so can't peel for Sharvel to get this kick. Peter gets the ult. deokdam gets the shutdown. I didn't even realize he had a shutdown.
Yeah, Diable had flash. I am going to give him the benefit of the doubt and just say that he elected not to use it. You know, no objectives up, no Drake, no nothing. And I mean, yeah, a bit of gold goes over to DNS, sure. But now at least he has his flash. I mean, you could make the argument that he's Ezreal. He should probably just flash there regardless, but he holds on to it.
You ever notice the Korean for the shutdown says, like, ends his kill streak?
Yeah.
He only had one kill. They're like, take that! 1 kill holding Ezreal.
I think we've seen streaks where they don't have any kills too. So
they just say it's shutdown, but it says kill streak.
Yeah,
never really thought about it before.
Shut his kill streak down, I suppose. But yeah, the majority of Diable's game has been farming bot, farming mid, and that's perfect. I mean, he's Ezreal. He's about to hit 2 items, so like, now he wants to actually get into the action.
Scout and Kingen really ahead in XP. This is what is being highlighted right now to the left side of your screen. And unfortunately, this Olaf finds himself a whole level behind here and kind of has for most of this game. Is getting a little bit of extra topside push right now as they have the mid wave pushing. Doesn't end up leading to anything here. And Sponge is going back to his jungle. Kingen's going to get a little bit of extra information. And then just going to go ahead and take it back. Doesn't want to push any further than that at 19.5 minutes. Playing not anything else to play for on the bottom side, so would have been punished. I think this game feels winnable for DNS because, like you said, it's still a Rise Group game. And we have seen some pretty silly exchanges between these two over the last few minutes. When Diable was chain CC'd, he didn't blow his summoners, so he still has those. So that probably won't happen again, right? Right?
I'd say there's at least a 50%
right?
chance. At least a 50% chance that it happens.
Right? Oh!
Diable is playing Ezreal. And that is the second time he's gotten caught in mid.
But he still has his summoners, Valdes.
It's not supposed to happen. And yeah, there's no Drake, but like DNS come back off of 2 picks. You got to flash. You got to get out there. Here's the re-engage for Nongxin.
They don't have that much consistent damage. All they have is a shockwave to follow up on Kingen's ult. There's no one charging into this one. Peter wants to go in.
Yeah.
And he's like, wait, no, don't be aggressor. We learned this.
They're just hands checking each other over and over. Like, the decision making has not been the greatest this game from either team. But I don't know. It's been fun. We've had a lot of action. 20 kills in 21 minutes. Not bad.
Yeah. The DNS versus NS tri-code, you know, I know a lot of people have said DNS do not start, but maybe it was do not start team fights all along. And for Nongxin, it's just not start.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was, again, an aggressive position for Diable. Gets punished. They still have a lead. They still have map control. Those 2 kills alone
They're doing
don't get DNS back into this game. They're going to have to play around Baron, and they just don't have the information. I think they're kind of aware of it now that it's a possibility, but they cannot confirm it. So as you can see, they're just totally blind.
Yeah, deokdam's going to hit something, and there's the Baron. Too late, so nice play here from Nongxin. 21-minute Baron, just like that.
Pretty decisive call there around the vision control they held. You can see DNS just weren't sure if they were on Baron or if they were hiding on Bush with multiple people there. I mean, I think they knew at least someone was on Baron, but they didn't know how many. So it was a really tough call to try to just go in there and contest. From what we could see, it seemed obvious to just rush in and contest, but with the limited vision they had, especially the Lehends there, they're like, I don't like that. Going back to the do not start situation.
Yeah. I do wonder how much value they're going to get out of this Baron push. Kled still a nuisance in the side lane. Looks like DNS want to play for mid fight.
And they do have, well, they had DuDu wrapping around there, but he's not actually going to get anything. And yeah, like you said, this Kled split push, even with no grubs, pretty annoying. Just autos so quickly when he has his W up. The Olaf poke, I don't know if it's going to be enough to deter this one. I think they're going to need a little bit more help.
Yeah, Nongshim going to take down 2 inners already.
They have a TP ward, a set of wards to the left side there that they could try to flank with Clozer on, but it's just so risky. Flanking with Cassiopeia into this comp where Lehends could just turn around. They've got Shockwave. She's just so squishy. I mean, comparatively to any other top lane flanker, I mean, she does have Rod of Ages and Rocket Belts, which is kind of tanky, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Vulnerable if she goes for it. And she is not going to, at least for now. They are going to be able to defend this mid inhibitor turret, though, so that's a big win. And Sharvel's kind of threatening those flanks, so Nongshim are going to have to slow down until that next wave, or potentially switch up to the top side here and work on this inner that's got overgrowth. They're doing the right thing with this Baron. The Baron call itself was great, and the play around it, just preventing any sort of opportunity for DNS, has been pretty solid.
Oh, looking to get the shield down on a Clozer. Clozer eventually just flashes away, but a couple ults thrown into him, yeah.
Yeah, so maybe DNS could have a window to punish here. They're going to start with deokdam. But there's literally
And they're going to end with deokdam.
Yeah, there's literally nobody there to follow up on that.
Trying to bait Kingen into a fight. Kingen is quite strong, up 2 levels. He is Kled. We know what he can do on these trades.
And when you have a cleaver on Kled, even the Olaf looks squishy. And obviously with the items the Olaf's holding right now, not really that scary comparatively at the moment. Kingen is ready to scrap. They're in trouble here. They're getting sieged. Like, Kingen's just going to take this turret out. Someone's going to have to make a choice. Someone's going to have to make a call. Clozer's going to have to maybe look for an angle. Sharvel's on a flank.
He's going to find himself face-to-face with Sponge, and now tries to get over the wall, looking for the kick, but he's being focused down. Meanwhile, DuDu goes in, and he's trying to get the kill. He does pick up Scout, but the rest of the fight is going heavily to the way of Diable. Clozer trying to barely get away. Protobell is nice to get some range, but Diable has all the freedom in the world to just run them down. As now they're looking to push mid.
Yeah, I mean, DuDu, he's going to have to back here, and it's going to even take him a second to get his health back before he can come over for a contest. The wave is fairly thin, but another one is coming up. Let's see. I think they can just end, although taking a lot of damage.
This wave is so thin, but in the 4v2, they are very strong, so they're just trying to aggressively bully them away from the turrets.
Now they got that wave.
Trying to get on top of deokdam, who's just running really fast away from them. And he will not be able to take down Sponge. In goes DuDu, wants the kill, doesn't pick it up. As Nongshim on the dregs of their life total, trying to make this happen. But in comes Sharvel, looking with a kill on the Kingen. Will not get it.
Clozer in 5. I mean, it's going to be close.
The dirtiest Nexus push I have ever seen. This
Kingen,
is so...
Just hit the Nexus. Just hit the Nexus, Kingen.
Oh, the Q on a Diable, gets the kick, but look at the Nexus. It is going down to a Kled, who is burning to a Cassio and does not care at all. Nongshim wastes no time ending this game right now.
Kingen knew the job. He knew the assignment. He's like, I am Kled. I'm going to hit that Nexus. I'm going to hit it fast. If they dismount me, I'm going to keep hitting it.